Arsenal 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Arsenal back to the top of the table for now, at least. A big 3 points on the road. Not the best performance, but a performance that did deserve to win still against a weak Wolverhampton Wanderers team. We'll get into that, what it means for Arsenal. Do we start dreaming of winning a title at this point? Some individual players that I think deserve some praise. But before we get into all of that, if you could do me the massive favor of subscribing, we're less than 100 subscribers away now from 10,000 subscribers, which is incredible progress for this channel. And I'm incredibly grateful for anyone who has already subscribed. And if you could like the video as well, that does help it get to more people. But let's get into it because, there was a feeling through most of the game, I think that this was poor, that it was a poor performance from Arsenal, and it was against a weakened Wolves team. Let's be real; there were a lot of big players missing for them. Pedro Neto, Mateus Cunha, Hwang wasn't at his fittest. Ait Nori, Semedo. There was a lot of players missing for them, and the first 10 minutes, I actually thought we came out quite well. In fact, we'll bring up the stats. And you can see from the stats, by the way, we definitely did deserve to win the game. They created 0.14 XG. They had 5 shots. Only one of them really tested David Raya. We created 1.21 XG, which isn't a lot, really, considering how we've been playing, before the Bayern game. That's not a lot. But that came from 24 shots. Most of those shots actually were quite poor. But there is no doubt that we did deserve to win the game. And in terms of that lineup, like I said, that it was a very weakened Wolverhampton Wanderers team. And I do think had we come up against a stronger Wolves team, we might not have got the same result because for much of the first half, I did think it was quite sloppy. The opening 10 minutes looked, all right. And then we started making some mistakes. A big mistake from Kivior that let, I can't remember who it was. It might have been, was it Gomez? It was Gomez in behind. A big save from David Raya at 0-0. That conceding there could have been an absolute disaster. Big save onto the woodwork. And we slightly began to build into the first half, and we got that chance towards the end of it. And Trossard, who I basically did my magic again. I tweeted asking for Trossard to be subbed off at halftime, and a minute later he scored. That's the second time I've done that in about a month. So you're welcome. You are welcome for the anti-jinx. But I'm not entirely convinced Trossard hit it the way he wanted to, but it went top bins. And that goal was a relief. That took a lot of pressure off us, I thought. Getting into halftime at 1-0 was massive for us. And then second half, again, the performance wasn't brilliant. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think the performance was brilliant, but I was impressed at the way that we dug in. A lot of those players, you could see that they are fatigued. But really, led by Declan Rice, they dug in. Ben White, I thought, was brilliant. Ødegaard relentlessly running. They did dig in deep. And, ultimately, in the end, we get that second goal through Martin Ødegaard. Lovely finish, by the way. From that angle, that is a lovely finish from Martin Ødegaard. And that was all she wrote. And we walk away with 3 points. But in terms of looking forwards now, we are top of the table. We're top of the table. We are a point ahead of Manchester City, having played a game more, obviously. And we will play Chelsea on Tuesday before Manchester City play their game on Thursday. So, which is away at Brighton, which isn't an easy game. But this is all we can do at this point, right? Is try and put pressure on them. If they win all 6 of their games, they win the league. It is what it is. But we can put pressure on them. They can go into that game 4 points behind us. And, they look tired today against Chelsea, I thought. They look leggy. Look, realistically, this is a 3-horse title race where all 3 horses look absolutely shattered, to be honest with you. And that is where maybe we do get a chance. 4 of Man City's next 5 games are away from home in the Premier League. On paper, they win all of them against those teams. But, away games in the Premier League, they're not easy, especially when you're tired. So, it's a big 3 points for us today. We had to get 3 points, and we did get 3 points, albeit through not a brilliant performance. But the fact is, we've done what we had to do. 2 goals, 7-goal difference better than them then is decent. And that is what it is. I still think there are concerns, right? Not a huge fan of Havertz in the midfield still. I don't think that's brilliant for us. I feel like when we have neither Jorginho, Thomas Partey, or Zinchenko, the level of ball progression through the midfield is non-existent at times. I'd have much preferred to see Havertz through the middle. I didn't think Jesus had a brilliant game, to be honest with you. I thought he was quite poor. Couple of shots that he had were awful, lacking that pace still. And I'm not really sure where Jesus' future lies unless he can somehow become sharper again. But Havertz, I'd have rather seen him up there. And then, towards the end, I thought, look, I didn't think Partey looked brilliant when he came on, but I do think we looked better when we had Partey, Rice, and Ødegaard. And it's incredible that we've barely seen that midfield all season. I think when we signed Rice and we didn't sign a replacement necessarily for Granit Xhaka, I think a lot of us assumed that the midfield for most of the season would be Rice, Partey, and Ødegaard. I know Partey has been injured for a lot of it, and that has caused the problem, but I'm just surprised that even now when he is seemingly or supposedly fit, we're not seeing Partey, Rice, and Ødegaard. Incredible, by the way, that Bukayo Saka played 96 minutes. Ødegaard played 96 minutes. Rice played 96 minutes. White played 96 minutes. Saliba, Gabriel, Havertz. In fact, the 7 players that have started 40 or more games for us are these 7, and they all played the entire game. It is concerning. It is concerning in terms of how many minutes these players are being asked to play. Where is the trust in Fabio Vieira, who could have come on for either Ødegaard or Saka? Where is the trust in Reece Nelson? Where is the trust in Emil Smith-Rowe? I find it quite worrying. Honestly, I find it quite worrying that even in a game like that, where for me, Saka, actually, weirdly, Saka looked quite lively in the final sort of 5 minutes. But a big spell of that second half, he just looked knackered. And you look at it and you go, would Fabio Vieira really be much worse out there? Would Reece Nelson really be much worse out there? Not saying that Saka was even bad, but he wasn't really offering a huge amount. And it's because he looked shattered. Ødegaard, to be fair, does just run relentlessly, as does Declan Rice. But I do worry about them. I thought Paul Tierney had a terrible game. I thought Wolves actually were really dirty throughout the game. And Paul Tierney didn't really get a hold of it. I thought the foul on Havertz in the first half, that could be a red card. He's come in, scissor motion, studs first, gets him on the ankle. I think that could be a red card. Then there was an elbow in the face on Havertz. There was a kick in the face of Jesus. There was some serious fouling going on. And I'm kind of surprised. Well, I'm not surprised because it's Paul Tierney, but I'm kind of surprised that no one got sent off for any of them. And you do worry about some of these players just getting kicked off the park on a relentless basis. But look, we've got 5 games left. We've got 5 games left. Chelsea at home, Spurs away, Bournemouth at home, United away, Everton at home. Now, if we're not going to go on and win the Premier League, at least make sure you beat Chelsea, beat Spurs, and beat United away. And the thing with that is, right, the other 2 games are Bournemouth and Everton at home, which realistically we should comfortably win. So we're either going to win all 6 or we're going to drop points against either Chelsea, Spurs, or United. And that's going to suck. So we've just got to win all 5. We've just got to go and win all 5. That's what we've got to do. We've got an opportunity to make sure Spurs don't qualify for the Champions League, which would be hilarious, especially given that we've given Aston Villa 6 points. But no, look, Tuesday night, it's 8 o'clock. This is an hour behind because England's clock's moved. But 8 o'clock Tuesday night, Chelsea. Today against City, they actually didn't look bad apart from finishing. So, guaranteed they turn up at the Emirates and they're clinical. Hopefully not. But big game on Tuesday, big game next Sunday. And then we get a little break. Because we're not in the semi-final of the Champions League, we get a week, and then we get a week, and then we get a week. No more midweek games after Chelsea. So there is a chance after that. After the Spurs game, maybe we can start lessening that fatigue. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Can we do it? Can we do it? And I think, by the way, Man City will drop points. I am very confident, actually. Having seen Man City today, I am confident they will drop points. So there is an opportunity for us to win the league, in my opinion. Whether or not we can win those remaining 5 games, complete other question. And based on the way we played today, I'm not convinced. Because, like I said, 3 points, yes. Good performance, not so much. But let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you could subscribe, smash a like on the video. I will be back either tomorrow or Monday, as usual, with the 6:30 stream. But until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, enjoy your evening, your morning, whenever you're watching this, and I'll catch you later. Goodbye.